Okay, I believe I'm streaming now. My audio should be going out. I'm gonna put some music on in the background while I take care of some stuff. Just some noisy noise in the background. Hopefully the video will be like silenced because I'm gonna be putting up some stuff. But yeah, and I want to make sure that it's not too loud on my OBS that's driving me out. Yeah, yeah, it's really low. I'm just gonna put it on a tiny bit in the background. So if you can hear, I don't know. And I found out also yet I really need to lean in and speak a little bit more loudly for these things because I noticed the audio quality is really bad out of this microphone. But anyway, I wanted to just number one, I haven't done this in a while. The just a quick stream in a few days because we've been just so busy with getting stuff together for the beta. And a lot of it was just a lot of just really backroom stuff that we didn't want to really stream about. But now we're in a position where, yeah. And also, can I just say, it's kind of crazy. Yesterday, I had some relations. They came up. I'm not used to dealing with, visitors or guests or people in general. So that was like an entire day that was carved out of my butt. On the days that we needed in the days that we least needed it. Now, and adding to that headache, is when they dropped by yesterday. I took a break. I came back home and took care of some of the stuff that we needed to get done. To discover this thing that Unity apparently has done to. It's this bizarre fee scheme, and I don't want to I don't want to state it incorrectly. So, once I get this thing in here, I want us to just go over it because right now I'm just applying this one thing, and now we're gonna see here. But oh yeah, I should keep the chatter going because essentially, from what I understand. And I mean, everybody has different attitudes. I mean, and well, no, it's pretty much unified. Strangely enough, Unity has unified the gaming development community against it because of something that it did. And before I go into it, I want to make sure that I'm reporting this 100% accurately because right now there's a lot of stuff going on with, a lot of passions. In fact, I believe there was a death threat that they had to close two of their offices because of this decision. So, if somebody's like phoning in death threats, something serious has gone on. So, for those who not are aware, just give us a second and we're going to look it up so I can continue my, my monologue while I continue these fixes. Because, again, I want to be accurate. Now, let's see. Let's just go to our let's see, new Unity fee information. Okay. Those on the Unity personal tier will be charged 20%, 20 cents per install after an individual game reaches 200,000 in annual revenue and 200,000 lifetime installs. Okay. And this is not going to be taking place before the new year. Now, this is universally disliked, and you can see why. And I just want to paint a picture for you, and so you understand why this is troublesome. Because there are some people who make educational software for free, and they use the Unity platform to do so. Now, say for example, this person creates a piece of software that's very popular and reaches beyond that number of downloads. They are going to get charged. The customer is getting charged. The developer is getting charged. And it's $200,000 cap. Can I say in terms of game development these days, that is very small to cap it at. I mean, to have it start kicking in. Um, let's see. Let's see. And let's see, textures. Um, there are a heck of a lot of other, so many concerns. I mean, we could sit here talking about it for the entire evening. But personally, here's what I think. I think some people up in the boardrooms at Unity HQ who've never played a game and have never developed a game just made this stupid, very, very stupid decision. Now, as you may, I mean, as I alluded to earlier, Unity had a open door. They were going to have a town hall to go, hey, this is why we're doing this, and why it really isn't all that bad of a thing. Apparently, there were death threats. They had to cancel that because because people are angry over this for a million different reasons. I mean, the gaming, actually outside of the gaming press, I think it was like a legitimate like news outlet was going, this is just baffling what they're doing. And I want to also play this out there for those who don't know gaming platforms. Unity is favored by developers like myself who start out very small and don't have it is a very approachable platform if you're like stuck between Unity and Unreal. And so I just think that they shot themselves in these guys. And what's going to happen is after all this drama, all the frou-frou and all this screaming and yelling, I think this, they're going to have a meeting, somewhere, and they're just going to like, listen, we're just going to tell the public we made a mistake, and we've listened to you, and we're going to redact this, or we're going to modify it very heavily. Now, so there's a heck of a lot of drama going on about this Unity thing that I think right now is premature, but I think it's also very valuable. I don't think the death threats are constructive at all, and I think it's whoever did it was absolutely, I mean, a jackass. But I mean, that's right. No buts. I should have a zero tolerance toward this sort of thing, but Unity in their decision today, in their decision to impose this fee schedule in its current form, just shows a shocking lack of knowledge about their own product, and a shocking lack of knowledge about their user base and their customers. And I mean, it just, again, it's stunning and baffling. Why would they? Why a company would go out and just like, again? I mean, geez, they wouldn't just shoot themselves in the foot. I mean, this is somebody taking out like an Uzi and unloading an entire clip into their foot, reloading and just emptying another one into it. I'm sorry, not a clip, a magazine. I apologize. I apologize, Penguin Zero. A lot of us have been, educated by those things. But anyway, you get the picture. Empty one magazine into their foot, reload, and they're emptying another one. And I think what they're going to do is they're going to just decide we made a big freaking mistake. And this is going to be rescinded. I think by Monday of this coming week. It's not going to be, it's either going to be completely rescinded or it's going to more likely be completely, modified and altered. Because they want something like this. Because I mean, they do know about people that are able to, produce games on a very low budget and are able to sell, lots and lots of copies. And they want a little bit of that, So again, the reason the developers chose Unity to do these kind of very low budget, almost solo dev projects is because their platform's ideally suited for it. And for them to just, again, shoot, I mean, it's just baffling. And again, I think it's, come this next week, it's going to be part of history. They're going to come up with some other solution that they could sucker money out of people at a lower rate. I think what they're going to do is that just, whoever the heck came up with this absolutely jackass idea is just going to get fired, is what's going to happen. Why does this have a stone ceiling? That is bizarre. That shouldn't have a stone ceiling at all. Well, weird. Who chose that ceiling? Actually, it's not bad. It's sort of like a cracked gray ceiling. Anyway. And by the way, this is an alpha interior. It's not. So what I'm gonna do F game object create empty. We're gonna call this FL1 utilities FL1. Stick all these guys right inside of that guy. And then we're going to create our stuff. We're going to put that into our prefabs. But it's all screwed up. It's got to think for a minute. Dang you, Unity. Anyway, I don't know if anybody's watching this, but I just wanted to address that because, like I said, there's a heck of a lot of drama going on right now. I'm hoping to goodness this is going to lock up for several minutes. It did that before. If it is, such is life. We're just going to wait because I want to get this one thing finished because let's just see here. Out of all the things that we have to get done, yeah, you can just see, we'll zoom up here. We seem to still have a problem with the golf cart. I would really like to override its controls so that we have much tighter turns and such. I would like a feature where when the cat is in sneak mode, NPCs and certain objects are outlined. We have a other NPC behavior that we want to work out, and we want to hook up the Liz interior documents. Actually, those are already hooked up. We just need to convert them to them. Yeah, I want a little bit of a visual effect at the very beginning of the game start. I would like it so that when people are like conversing, there's like a little, whenever a cat says something, they meow, and whenever the NPC species says something, there's some sort of animal sound. The comfort system still needs a little bit of adjustment. And, I would like it so that, again, each cat has their preferences of what they like to do, where they're comfortable and where they're not. So, anyway, let's see. And this is what I'm doing right now is, oh, it's still locked up. Goodness gracious. The thing is, we have to wait because if we don't wait, we could be stuck in a situation where we have to wait 10 minutes for the project to close and open again. And again, that's why I actually, this is giving me flashbacks because like I went through this just 20 minutes ago. So anyway, we're just going to give that a couple minutes. And while, does anybody, I don't know if anybody's tuned in at all. If so, I mean, I would like to know your opinion. I mean, leave it in the comments, or if you're like watching right now, please put it in the chat. I would like to hear what like your opinion is of it. The new Unity fee schedule. If you have anything to question, I mean, any questions about Peace Island as well, I can answer them. But it's mostly, right now you see for the beta we're down to about 6 items that need to be taken care of. And well, I think what was it, 8 actually. Yeah, actually it was 8 things, but I think we're going to be down to 6 by the end of the day. I know that when we release our first beta version this coming Sunday, we're going to have anything anywhere between 3 and 4 things on that list that have not been taken care of 100%. But what we're going to do is we're going to unfortunately require a few days, probably about a week, to get it up on Steam. We really want to get it up, Peace Island up on Steam, because we don't want to have, I mean, we would like to be able to do automatic updates. Because there's, right now, the game is under such a heavy state of development. I'm hoping that we can get this closed, from a closed beta to an open beta, probably within the next 2 to 3 weeks. 2 to 3 weeks after the release of the closed beta, we're going to be able to release the open public beta, quote unquote. But That may depend on whether a publisher is going to say no. You can't release a public beta. Um, However, it will be part of any agreement with a publisher or whatever that everybody, of course, who's been a patron or supporter of the game project, they get their copies once they've donated a certain level. They will get their copy of the game. And boy, this is just totally locked up. All I did. What sucks about this? I think I'm gonna just have to shut it down again. It was because I just moved the mouse in about a half inch the wrong direction. And so what I'm gonna have to do here is I'm just gonna have to shut this down. No. But it's gonna take us 10 minutes to open it up again. I am not going to give up the stream until I get this one dang thing done. So you know. Let's see. And nobody has commented over there, so I don't think anybody's watching. So hey, maybe I could just like start screaming nonsense. Just dance like nobody's watching, as they say. Um, and I don't know where we're going to be. I mean, really, we are at a stage of development right now that we're so close to the beta. I really don't know what the stage is. I mean, where we're going to be, what stage the project will be at in 2 months' time, what the status will be. Because I'm again hoping that one of these publishers who's got in touch with us will want to, sign on the line with us. So let me just check something over here. I want to just check something here. Let's see. Yep. Just gonna go over here and just check something real quick. Just curious. Yep. Yeah. Absolutely no one is watching. That's totally cool. But I'm not going to stop the stream until I get this piece of work done. And unfortunately, we got to wait 10 minutes for this thing to open again. And I seem to recall hearing the messenger alert sound. Let me just see here. IDK, what I mean. Huh. Oh, he doesn't understand what I mean by discussing this. About the outlines on the characters. We are unfortunately stuck here for the next 5 minutes, waiting for this thing to load. I'm going to step away for a couple of minutes, but I hope that somebody who might be watching either now or in the future. You know what? I'm going to type my buddy here, and I'm going to let him know what exactly meant with this. See if I'm going to get messenger, even more messenger messages. Oh, I see. Yeah, that one. Yeah. Yeah, goodness. I'm so bored by my own stream. I'm gonna have to step away for a couple of minutes. So, I will be back in a few minutes. As this thing does its again, it's gonna take about 6 more minutes. Welcome to my world. All right, I'll be back in a few. All right, we're back. Yeah. While we wait for my loading. This is, by the way, going to be the third time I've attempted this very, very simple thing that we're doing here. Each attempt takes a half hour. I mean, no, 10 minutes. But, so, golly, since nobody's watching, geez, I could just talk about anything. Poopy pants. I don't know. Boopy doopy doopy doopy. Like, you know what? I kept on saying, see, we could just open up like RimWorld while we're waiting. Yeah, that's what we'll do. We'll open up RimWorld. And we'll open up. We'll get that going. Yeah, Gabe Newell. I don't like. Can I just say, Gabe Newell's a piece of garbage. We'll just start a new game of RimWorld while we wait for Unity to start. And you can see the other games I have here. I unfortunately don't seem to be able to play any 3D games anymore because unfortunately it seems most people who develop like first-person 3D stuff just don't understand that there is a significant number of people out here who get motion sickness. Back in the day, there were developers who like gave options and like such, but now they just really don't care. It's very annoying because there are games that I would really love to play, but I can't, like Scorn and such, but I can't. So anyway, so we're gonna go with New Colony here while we wait. Well, let's see. Let's go with Naked Brutality, and next we're gonna go with just Phoebe Peaceful, Phoebe Chillax here, Peaceful. Let's see. Actually, no, we're going to go with Losing with Fun, and it's going to make it reload any time, because she's going to die a lot. So, oh, it opened. Hey, there we are. But it is going to require, another 15 of these loading things. So we're just going to continue with this while we wait for it to do its thing. I'm going to use as a seed, Donald Trump ducks. And let's see. I would like to say the overall temperature. Let's keep it normal because it's Naked Brutality. On Losing is Fun. Okay, so they're gonna stick the one way off this world, as far as they can from us. So really, I usually go with like the old abandoned spaceship thing. So what we're gonna do here is we're gonna I think this is the best place to start right here. Like, because I've always found more success in just being able to like burrow into the side of a mountain than actually build anything. Hey, actually, that's kind of cool. It's the end of a road, so maybe we'll get more visitors. So, so here's Unity, still doing its thing. Come on, give me that loading bar. Come on, Unity. You know you want to do it. Yeah, it's just thinking. It's just thinking. But are you gonna lock up on us, Unity? Is this gonna be one of those like broadcasts that I have to delete? Oh, there we go. Ah, hey, progress. Now, what we want to do here is number one, wait for Unity to do its silliness here, because it's going to be doing it for quite some time. Turn off our version control first. And quality, yeah, we're very low, so we're good. Okay. All right. What we're going to do again is do the simple thing. We're going to grab these guys here. And we are going to grab and imprecise. Let's see here. Public building interior. Yep. Yeah, I lost my screen again for the third time. Right now, I don't care about the screen. I just want this like freaking thing put into a prefab. So we're going to grab that and we're going to grab the building itself. Copy those suckers. Put a new scene. Create. Nope. Oh, hello, Boomer. Yeah, but Boomer, I was actually almost done with this stream because I started this stream because I wanted to get this one thing done, and this is my third attempt at getting it done. It's so infuriating because Unity just Unity's being Unity, but and I also want to just address this weirdness that's been happening. You know, this craziness that's been happening over Unity's new charge scheme, their fee scheme for developers. I don't know if you've heard about that, but it'd be cray cray, yo. There were apparently death threats. They had to close two of their offices today because of death threats over this. Kind of crazy. Yeah. And here's my opinion on it. I'm going to state it again while I'm still here. Is that I think that again, this was just a case of the people upstairs, in the offices not understanding exactly what their product was. This was just a grossly negligent decision on the part of some executive or some like person who was, I don't know. And Unity, I mean, I think what they're going to do is they are either going to revise it, this fee schedule that they came up with, or they're going to ditch it entirely by Monday because the reaction has been so viscerally bad and again violent, straight up violent against this. So I cannot see that Unity. I mean, Unity is basically they basically floated the worst idea ever, and it backfired in every way possible. And I mean, there isn't a single business in this world that would like go through a week like that and then go, yeah, that was pretty good. Yeah, we could totally do this. Let's go ahead. So, I think what they're going to do is again they're going to alter the scheme just a bit, make it a little bit less money grubbing, make it a little bit less, that. And some company's going to have to try to do that because that's what companies do. I The one thing is, like I said, if it's a surprise to anybody, I'm a Marxist here. I just know that the free market, this whole thing of the invisible hand of the free market, we don't want to use this door. It's screwy. Sorry about this, guys. This whole thing about this, there is no such thing as the invisible hand of the free market. If there is a great documentary about it, actually. I'm sorry, Laura. Laura, my friend Laura just came, partner here, she just came home from her trip outside. It's beautiful today, so she skipped, skating. I unfortunately just don't have time because I'm so busy. How come the and I can't use the proper. These things are all off center, and this is just really annoying. Why are all the doors off center? Why is there, a thing off center like that? It should not be. I mean, the gizmo should be on either a corner or the very center. Let's see. There we go. That's what we want to see. Thank you. Anyway, if you haven't watched Jim Sterling, James Stephanie Sterling about the gaming industry, et cetera, et cetera. I mean, they have 100% correct. 100% correct is that corporations, they don't want just some of the money. They want all the money, all of it, every last cent, and every last cent that they can get. And the only quote unquote invisible hand of the free market, I mean, oh God, I don't even know if there is such a thing anymore. I mean, really, I don't think there ever was a thing. That was just like, what was it, a Milton Friedman quote or something? Milton Friedman was a lunatic, by the way. If you don't know Milton Friedman, oh, for some reason our glass here is not looking good. Oh, there we go. Okay. Yeah, the door's not still 100%, but what we want to do for it actually is just go straight into view front. An orthographic, or, that. Yeah. What the hell, guys? Yeah, I think this is just a case of a company just wanting all the money, and they have absolutely no shame. They just had somebody in their midst who had no shame and just said, "Hey guys, let's try this." And somebody's going to lose their job. A few people are going to probably lose their jobs over this, and But again, I think that they are not going to back down entirely from it because they want to make their money. They want to make all the money, every last cent, all the money in the world. And although, I mean, I will state again, is the reason that this is just so baffling is that Unity is the preferred development platform for people like you. I mean, for school projects, for indie projects, for people who have no money and limited, skills in game development. It's a great jumping on platform. And I mean, say for example, you're like somebody who just happens to produce a game on a very, very low, I mean, and I hate to say this is gross, but Unity has set a cap on it. They say if your game makes over $200,000, that's when it kicks in. $200,000 in the end, I think, will be about 20% of our complete development budget, perhaps. Or let me see. Gosh, very close to that, quite frankly. For Peace Island, once it's all done and settled, it's going to be about 20%, and essentially they're already digging into people's profits before indie game creators make break even on their platform, and it's a shame that they're doing this because understand what happens is when an indie game developer makes a game on Unity and they are successful, and this is the way it's always been with Unity, then they buy the professional license. And again, also the Unity gets a cut from every asset sale. Every asset sale that they are not lacking for money. And again, it's baffling why they tried to do this. But what you gonna do? Okay, so now we have our thing. This is where this is always seized up on us here. Okay, we're going to get our directional line out of here. So we have these guys here. And we're going to focus in on that. And we're going to game object create empty. And we're going to collapse all. And what we're going to do is we're going to drag. This is where it locked up last time. So hold your breath, ladies and germs. Bink. There it is. Oh, I feel so alive. Let's see, utilities building. Oh, one. Actually, need to put those in uppercase, FL1. FL1 means first floor. And we're using the American thing. I know it's like in Europe, ground floor, first floor, second floor, third floor. But here in the United States, it's the ground level is first floor. So what we're going to do is we're going to stick this into our stuff / prefabs. Yeah, we're just gonna okay. So again, hold your breath. Let's hope that doesn't jam up like it did the previous times. Okay, great. Bingo. The culmination of an hour's work. Okay, what I need to do now is I need to bring this guy into the main world. And yeah, I don't have the screen up anymore. Maybe I could do that right now, but right now I'm more concerned about just getting it into the main scene so that Lance can hook it up. You know what I'm saying? And we still have Playmaker crap over here. What is this? What is this? Oh, is that how the radio? Is it still using Playmaker to make the radio work? I thought we had gotten rid of Playmaker years ago. Just weird. And what is this going on? Move this to standard. Thank you. Just see if we have any more magenta in here before I. Okay, cool. So now we're going to up here, and we're going to go overrides, apply. Oh, no overrides necessary. We are good to go. So what we want to do now is we want to place this right below the scene in the main exterior so that Lance can hook it up so that when the cat is like bloop, boop, yeah, so. Again, right click paste. Yeah, oh, and I still have my BRB up here. I'm such an idiot. I'm sorry, guy. To our one viewer, Boomer Roberts, I'm very sorry about that. I've been doing 11-hour shifts nonstop for weeks now, except for, I think we've taken about 1 day off a week, which, I mean, but as soon as I get home, I'm like, back to this. And I'm a little bit scatterbrained. Also, my relations came into town yesterday, and I had to play host. Less said about that, the better. So we have to go into our big scene, page 30. Let's see. Don't save. We don't need them. I think that's our code. I just need to speak with them instead of. I'll just tell them I'm streaming. I will be with you in just a moment. Almost done. Will be with you in less than 5, which is true. Sorry. Yeah, Boomer. Oh man, family visits. Oh, good. What? I mean, I'm asocial. I don't dig dealing with anybody, and I mean, what gets me is, I mean, I forget that other people like other things, and it's like when they come. And the other day, just yesterday, I was like, "Hey, you guys don't have to go back to your place to get coffee. We have a coffee maker here." And I forget. Oh, I don't drink coffee, but anyway, and they were like, "Oh, we need milk, and we need 2% milk. Anything else?" And I had to run around for about 20 minutes trying to find any place around here that had like 2% low-fat milk and anything less than a gallon size. Anyway, and for some reason, these people, these cousins of mine, bless their hearts, but they just don't seem to understand how many times I've told them about a dozen times. Listen, I really appreciate you guys are coming to visit. It's cool and it's all that, but understand I am incredibly, incredibly busy. We are trying to get this like closed beta together. It's the first thing we're sending to the publishers. There's literally 6 digits of money like sitting on this. And the response was, well, we're going to be in Portsmouth the day before. We're going to be visiting, touring a submarine. Want to come and see the submarine with it? Did you not read? It's so frustrating that some people just don't. I have the impression that they just think that I'm working on some. I mean, last night after I told them again how busy I am and please come have dinner and I might be able to see you later in the evening, they get in touch with me and they say, "Hey, when your thing is done, my thing, guys." Anyway, you know what I'm saying. It's just, yeah. I try, but bless their souls. They're good people. I guess they just don't understand. And again, I don't know. What you gonna do? You can't choose your family. My goodness, the changes I'd make if I could choose my family. But then again, all of us would. We would be like a scion of some rich family or something. But anyway, what I'm trying to do now is place this interior properly in relation to where it's supposed to exist in the main scene. And I want to place it, right over it. Because, again, if you haven't seen, all interiors, the entire world exists inside of one scene. It is a crazy huge scene. I think I'm going to have to get a much more powerful computer. We're going to have to get much more powerful computers to really get this thing working. Because in the end, we're going to want a majority of the interiors in Peace Island accessible to the player. I mean, this is the game. This is my one chance to make the video game that I always wanted to. And I never really liked this idea of where they have open world games and like Bethesda does so many times. you walk around these grand cities and everything, but 90% of the buildings aren't even accessible. So, kind of, why'd you even put them there? Um, and yeah, that's another reason why you set it on an island, because it's a small enough place that we can include every interior, you know. But I don't know why it's locked up, but we're gonna let it sit. Ah, excellent. Now here's the thing. It's probably gonna think again. I hope not. All right, great. No, I could just drag this guy right down into it. Yeah. And I mean, I think here's the thing. If Unity says, as far as like their fee schedule, oh no, we're gonna stay with this the way it is. Unity, Unity stock crashed today. If they stick with this? What's going to happen is that the company's going to go bankrupt very quickly. But the thing is, Unity is still an incredibly popular game development platform. It will probably either be bought by another company or a consortium of game developers, perhaps. That would be really neat if this whole thing leads to like Unity becoming a cooperative, like cooperatively owned venture. That would be really cool. Um, and I hear the capitalists going on. It is already It is already a cooperatively owned venture because anybody can buy stock. Oh, yeah. Anyway, oh, it looks like we have a little bit of an overlap, but understand. This is the jungle gym interior, which really is no longer even being freaking in the main game. Um, this was something. This level here, I'll just go into the proper perspective and turn off. Um, this was something that we included about a year ago when Lance joined the project and development just started just going, finally getting back to the level it should have been. He was introducing no stuff so quickly we didn't even have the time to include it in the game itself. So what we had to do, well, no, not content, but systems. He was developing so many new systems that we didn't even have time to include them. So what we did is we just created this sort of like jungle gym scene where people could go in and they could swim, they could do the balance walk, mini game and all that. But this thing is no longer even required, for the game. Anyway, yeah, keep an eye on the click clock because kitty cats need feeding come 8 p.m. So this is where it needs to exist, right below, where it exists in the main, where we're going to go back. But yeah, I don't think this is going to last, and it's cool. Companies are allowed to make mistakes just like humans are allowed to make mistakes. Heaven knows. Um, oh, one last thing I want to do is I want to put that door in this utilities building up here because it currently doesn't have the same the door that is right down there. But I can grab it. There we go. Copy. And if you wonder why a lot of people use right click, these I didn't do it for many many years. I mean, I've been working in software, you know, video development software and visual design software for decades now. And I really never understood the true value of the right click copy command until I started working in Unity because there are so many times that you hit the command, the control C copy, and it's stuck in the buffer, and it doesn't come. You spend all your time waiting for it to come across, and yeah. But anyway, it doesn't come across, so that's why. What we're going to do now is, again, copy. It shouldn't even be in that sector. That's odd. But that's fine. Because we're not going to copy it from there. But the problem is its position is screwed up because it's inside of that chunk on the... Dang it. But again, I was just getting the door. Can't lose track of what I was doing. And what we're going to do is we're just going to stick the door. Oh, Well, actually, geez, it's already got a door, but it's not the same. It's not the proper same one, and that would be a continuity error where you know have one kind of door on the outside and one kind of door on the inside, and you can't have that. So get rid of you. Goodbye, door. You useless door. Oh yeah, I gotta go into the prelim. All right. Actually, F. And you gotta stick this in here. So we have the wood door. Now, unfortunately, in relation to this, it's like probably halfway to Buxton in relation to Peace Island here. So we gotta go zoom all the way out until we get that in our view. Yeah, the door's all the way up here, so we gotta bring that back down. And strangely enough, I really didn't consider myself a mark. Can I just say, when you get it, I mean, I really shouldn't talk about politics. I really should. No, okay, I'm not going to talk about it. No, no, no. But I was going to say just something, you know. I uh, I remember, I think the point at which I became a Marxist. No, no, it won't. Or you know, just a dead. I can't because I became a Marxist. It's just somebody who understands, you know, what Marx was talking about, and you know, what all this whole economics means and what it is, and it's all just laid bare. You know, I think it was, you know, during the Barack Obama administration. My father, he's one, you know, one of these guys who later in his life, he was a lifelong liberal. He raised me to become a leftist. I mean, everything. And he just started one day starting to listen to Rush Limbaugh. And at first he was like, "Yeah, listen to this Rush Limbaugh guy. He's crazy. He says the most insane stuff. And he's, you know, he's nuts. He doesn't know what he was talking about." But slowly over the course of, I think about 20 years, it got into his head. And one day, I was just talking to him because, of course, as a good person of that, whatever, he had to hate Barack Obama. And I asked him, what's your problem with Barack Obama? And he said, he's a Marxist. I said, number one, that's ridiculous. But number two, I think it was that point where I really started looking into like dialectics, dialectic economics, et cetera, et cetera. And I realized, yeah, my goodness, I think, unfortunately, Obama's not a Marxist, but heaven knows I am. Also, the Dalai Lama, despite his problems with China, considers himself to be a Marxist. He said that. But, I mean, quite frankly, China is not communist or Marxist at all. So, I mean, it makes sense. I think you just go, I mean, Dalai Lama said, I'm Marxist just to cheese off the Chinese, you know, the Chinese Communist Party. To go, oh, you guys claim you're Marxist? No, I'm a Marxist, you know. But and by the way, this whole thing about I'm going to be one of the few people who goes, you know, that image of the Dalai Lama with the child, etc. The one thing we got to remember about the Dalai Lama, and I think his name, I forget what his real name is, not Tenzi, something Gyatso, but he is an elderly man. And I mean, a lot of people go, oh, I mean, they are shocked when, you know, a spiritual leader, unfortunately, falls prey to things like dementia and such an old age. And I mean, some people, I mean, I know some, I have a friend on Facebook, and honest to God, this woman is over 100 years old and posts every day. And she is just, I think she went to her first Burning Man at the age of 98. That's fantastic, but not everybody can. So, I mean, it's just, I think, again, the Dalai Lama, unfortunately, was a mortal person. I don't think he's a, you know, the pedo that everybody made him out to be after that video surfaced. I think he was just an old man doing something inappropriate, unfortunately. And you're like, oh, he shouldn't be doing things inappropriate. He's the Dalai Lama. So, oh, I'm sorry. I didn't know that he had lived his entire life to be what you wanted him to be. So anyway, it's just some people coming to the realization that, again, that somebody that they put their a little bit too much faith in is, you know, he's flawed, and that is fine. I mean, none of us are perfect. So, okay, get that out of there because that's a heck of a lot of objects that doesn't need. So, let's see, go back to our main scene. And what we want to do is we want to bake this thing. Again. And we now want to go down and we want to grab our, yep, that guy right there. Oh goodness, this is still in the wrong chunk. We're just going to pull that out there. Open. Sorry, I gotta find our line up here. There we are. Utilities FL1. Yeah, that shit. It's going to the wrong prefab here. Okay. I think we're gonna have to reposition it again. I don't think I did this right. You'll have to forgive me. I was ranting and raving, and it happens. Let's see here. We want to actually put this in at the very end down here. And unfortunately, I need to visit the restroom. I will be right back, ladies and germs. And actually, it looks like it's stuck in the right place. Thank goodness. I will return in a moment. Thank you. By the way, it looks like some people have been chatting over here. I'm very sorry for just ranting on and on. I'm very sorry, Heather. Heather, if you're still there, I'm very sorry for just going off on politics and disregarding what you guys have been saying. I apologize, but I'm sorry. I really shouldn't go off onto politics because, I mean, here's the I again grew up. I do it sometimes because I grew up. I grew up in the 80s. I was born in 1970, and I still remember a time in this world when in this country, when we had liberal Republicans and hardcore conservative Democrats, and I don't know, things were still somewhat working and everything. And I don't know. There are some things, conservative principles, I think, have some good merit to them, et cetera, et cetera. And I don't consider talking about politics to be an offensive thing. I still dream that perhaps we can get back to that point in this country where, we can respectfully disagree, et cetera, et cetera. But who knows? Probably not, unfortunately. But now we got this in the right position, so we got to go back to our Peace Island exterior. So I'm going to get off of politics. But yeah, let's see, Heather. Yeah, I don't know. I already commented about the Unity thing, and I'll just sum it up again really simply. I think they are going to realize that they made a tremendous mistake because you'll see, and I'm going to show you. Let me just see here. Yeah. After I get this pasted, I got to go because I got to talk to our developer. Let me see. It's like Unity Engine News. Let's just go here, and this is let's see. News, noise. Let's see. And what we have to go is we have to go to sort by date, because the craziest news Yeah, you see, Rust has said they're going to switch from Unity. Now they're saying Tormented Souls and the Cult of the Lamb. Everybody's just going. Pokemon Go apparently was made in Unity, and they're saying, I mean, Pokemon Go has had billion downloads. They are going to be hit. Oh my God. I mean, even just if they say it's not retroactive, just going forward, they're going to be hit. And I'm just trying to find the one where it was like, yeah, closes offices following death threat. I mean, they were going to have a town hall. I mean, it is. I've never seen anything so universally, condemned. So it's very clear to me that they made a mistake, and what I think is going to happen is that again by Monday they're going to say, "Oopsies." We had this new hire. He ate a bad clam. He had a weird, crazy idea with a little bit of nuts in the head. And what they're going to do is they're going to, scale. They're going to scale it back. They are not going to get rid of it because they want to make money, and this is the way they can make money. But they're going to. I think they. A death threat is pretty dang explicit. From your user base. That's about as explicit as a review of your corporate policy as can come. It is like credible death threats phoned into your company. Peace Island. Right now, I don't think we're going to switch to Unreal. Because again, I think they're going to either drop this. I think there's a 10% chance they're going to drop it entirely. But I think there's a 90% chance that again they're going to go, okay, we're going to up that to 500,000. The point at which we're going to start charging 500,000. And so many downloads. I think that's the point at where they're just going to up it and maybe cut it back from like what was it, 20 cents or 50 cents? Let's see here. 20 cents. They may scale it back to 10 cents. I think that's what they're going to do. They're going to bump it up to 500,000, installs, and they're going to make it, a 10-cent fee. And I think some people, a heck of a lot of developers, you can make a heck of a lot of money selling less than 500,000 units and still not have to pay that fee. That's more the problem. What they did is they made it just universal and $200,000. I mean, again, for an indie project, for a lot of indie projects, that's not even enough to cover again a lot of their basic expenses. Game development is an expensive procedure, and goodness gracious. So anyway, I'm going to save this scene here, and I'm going to upload it so that Lance can connect this exterior to the door that's right up there. He set up something that I've had a hard time, figuring out how to integrate it. So I just set him up, and he hooks him up. Everything things are going fine. Let's see. Let's take a look at our big list again. Let's see. That's going to get done. Let's just move the stuff that I know is going to be done. These 8 things up here at the top are the things that we definitely want to get. I would like to get done. Not all of them are necessary, but I'm thinking these are the ones that we can get fixed. Without a doubt by the end of the day tomorrow. Let's see. Sneak Vision outlines. I think we're going to be able to settle that within the next hour or so. I'd like it though so that when the cat goes into Sneak Vision, NPCs are defined. You can see them through trees and such. Hook up public utilities. That's something that we just started work on here. So really, we only have about 4 things that I think are going to be an issue after tonight. And I know about 2 to 3 of these may not get done. I think, quite frankly, out of all of these, this is the most likely one we're going to be able to fix. We're doing pretty good. And again, let me just show you the list of things that we have been able to take care of. All of these things here, this whole list and I don't have time to count it. So I'm going to ask ChatGPT to give you a list of, how many things we've taken care of. Uh, it's handy for that. Let's see, chat. Okay, we're going to see how many lines. How many lines are list? And we got to remove the two subheadings, so it's going to be two less than it says. Let's see. 175 items, and we only have 8 left. That is, let's see, 8 left, 10. Yeah, that's about 5%. We're about 95%, over 95% complete. And if we get 6, we only have 6 at the end of the night. I mean, that'll take us 180. We'll be about 96% done of everything we need for the beta. And I think that's pretty cool. If we could just if we're down to like 2 or 3 things still needing to be done, I'm fine. Because again, after we release this on, our Patreon page tomorrow, on Sunday, we're going to need about a week to get it up on Steam and distribute Steam keys to everybody. And during that time, we're going to be able to get the remaining things on that list done. Ooh. Yeah. So anyway, let me see. I'm going to answer any other questions or comments people may have, and then I'm going to have to say go bye because I need to talk to our coder about some back end stuff. Yeah. Oh, dude, I didn't know this. The CEO of Unity sold a bunch of stock right before they did this. Dude, this they're trading on federal investigation crap here. Seriously. Yeah, dude, I mean, what you just told me, that is the definition of insider trading, man. That's unethical. There have literally been CEOs hauled into testify before Congress for doing things like that. Um, this is a catastrophe. What they did, it's just one of the most stupid things I've seen a company ever do. So again, I think what's going to happen is again they're going to just retreat from this. And I don't know, maybe somebody's doing a pump and dump and a short selling so they can go, oh, the stock is really low now, I'm going to buy. Who knows? Unfortunately, game companies are no longer about making games; they're about making money. But anyway, guys, thanks so much for those who tuned in, and guys, gals, and those in between. Thanks so much for tuning in. And I got to go to do back end stuff, but I think by the end of tomorrow, we're going to be in a very, very good situation. We can just spend Saturday making sure just those last few settings are good, and then I got to put together promotional material all day Sunday. Anyway, take care, guys. See you later. Bye.